Hello everyone, welcome to session 23. We're at Headstone Hill. We're moving along, we're still maybe 6 days into our in-game calendar here. So, last session, you all started off at the barbershop slash dentist and talked with that individual, get their name, I believe an Irish fella, but he basically you questioned if there was something related to him and the basically change of state for the proprietor of the dance hall, and because apparently after his last haircut, that's when things changed. So you went to see him and didn't really find or get any info at first, other than oddly he also dealt in somewhat of a butcher. Peddled some of his fine cuts of beef and decided to come back later and sneak in, utilizing Uncle James's arcane abilities, and explored, did find some more of that meat in a fridge, just a few little chunks, but then also underneath the butcher chair found the barber chair, you found a kind of secret door that went down somewhat of a chute underneath the building into a dugout. Dox myself here, Michigan basement, just basically a dugout hole, and it did lead outside as well, though there was an access, and there was trails of like frayed rope, and some signs of struggle a little bit here and there, but eventually you decided to take that chunk of meat that you had to Dr. Kirk, and he immediately threw up alarm. And the final assumption was, well, that was definitely not from an animal, given the makeup of it. And I think the assumption at the end of the day was that it was potentially human. He decided to see who in town might have been being serviced by this source. And going into the meat market, the main meat market in town, found out that, they generally do most of the business. Some of the restaurants work directly with the ranches. But other than that, it didn't really say or provide too much. But at that point, as you leave the meat market, you hear a loud crowd in the distance, and see marching up the streets, 2nd Street, I believe it is, towards the direction of Heaston's offices. And that's where we pick up. You all are at kind of the other end of the town there, just leaving, seeing that in the distance. What all do you do?
Reckon this might be another show of dissatisfaction with Heaston's policies. Can we hear anything that they're saying, or are they just shouting, just yelling?
It just kind of sounds like grumbles and things at first, and shouts here and there. They definitely seem frustrated, angry in tone.
Might as well go check it out.
You will get a little closer.
Yeah, I think we definitely go look at it.
All right. So as you do, go ahead and give me some notice checks quick.
Got it.
All right. JT looking alive, and most everyone else as well. You see the crowd and just kind of the makeup. You see a few. You pick out Frank Debony at the head of the, at the head there, and then it looks like it's a bunch of miners. They've got you know, a few of them have just like their some of their mining tools, shovels, axes, things like that, just random pieces of board. Some of them do seem to have weapons. But then as you get closer and you're looking towards where they're heading, you also see another group kind of standing ground. It looks like some of Heaston's men. And you see dotted around some of the on top of the buildings, some individuals as well, long rifles, kind of on watch as well as this large mass begins to approach. Yeah. Approach that area.
The riflemen, they look like they're watching the crowd, or are they watching the office?
They look like they're in defense of the office.
Okay. Oh, this could get messy if things turn violent down here.
So we came along Main, and then we're turning on to Second. That's kind of where we're coming from, Todd.
Yeah, because 34 I think is the butcher, right? I believe 34 there at the end. Yep. So coming down, and they were coming north on 2nd Avenue there, and Heaston's is 15, right?
24 is the mining company.
24, just
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So at the 15, yeah.
I can see why you would assume it would be the big building.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford the biggest building on 2nd Avenue for some reason.
What were you asking, James?
Could you reset the bennies, Todd?
Yes, I can.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think JT's more focused on the crowd, trying to understand what's happening, and less interested in the men on top. So I think he's gonna sort of saunter up into the crowd and you know, maybe, you know, just tag somebody. What are we angry about this time?
The individualist kind of leans over, you know, right in. He says, "We just finally gonna tell Heaston that we ain't giving in to his demands, that we have a right to be here in this town, and he can't push us around anymore." And you get a sense that that sentiment is spread throughout the rest of the crowd as well.
I'm gonna mosey on up to Mr. Debony, not directly approaching him. I'll come up from behind, and I'll just kind of lean in as inconspicuously as possible, and I'll say, "Mr. Debony, you are aware they have
Not now, son. Not now.
So
He doesn't even turn to acknowledge you. You see, you can sense the determination on this man to just lead this group of frustrated miners towards down the street, towards Heaston's office.
People are going to get killed. It doesn't even matter if he can hear me at this point.
I think I'm going to kind of turn to Uncle James and say, "You best get us up there to the roof before those men start shooting down on these folks real fast."
Well, we want to find an alley. Maybe good, or, you know, just a ladder.
The crowd.
Maybe a little bit conspicuous if we just start pooping.
The crowd seems to come to a halt as another crowd on the other side stands before them as well. An older gentleman coming to the front. You notice, you definitely recognize, you know, a good few individuals there up front. Jerem Heaston himself. You see Gatling there as well.
Oh boy.
Kind of off to the side. But Heaston steps forward. Not one more step. Not one more. You think you call the shots? You think these raging bums are gonna stand up to my men, my wrath? No, sir. Not today, not any day. This is my town. This is my land, and every ounce of ghost rock in this godforsaken county belongs to me. Any of you men want to throw down your arms and grab a pickaxe for the Heaston Mining Company, you can do so right now. Or you can go straight to hell. Your choice. So, we are going to head into a dramatic task.
Oh, okay.
Assuming that you want to do something about this, attempt to do something about this, you all will have 3 rounds to obtain 12 successes in your attempts at whatever you're trying to do. And then we will have a quick encounter after that. See how well what you did applies to that and what the results of this situation are. So, round 1. Each of you gets an opportunity. We gotta roll, actually we gotta do action cards here, and I don't have, let's see.
Man.
It's 3 rounds for 12 successes.
Yes, 1 success per person.
That's per round. We all have to succeed every round.
Raises count.
Raises count as extra successes, I'm going to assume.
Oh boy, all right. Oh man, I wish I was better at persuasion. Some preacher I am.
All right, so, and part of the reason that we will have action cards here, John Cooper, do you want a different card than a 4? It doesn't really matter in this instance, and actually what I'll say is you have a 4 of hearts. If you get a clubs in this situation, any round, that counts as a complication and serves as a -2 to your roll for the round. So I would assume you'll stick with the heart.
I'll keep my heart then.
Okay. All right, no clubs in the first round, so no complications there. Support is on the table, but support also kind of comes with that same penalty, -2 to the roll, but it is there to help out. So with that, Uncle James, what is your first act here? What are you trying to do in this situation to basically try and cool off the situation or not? What's your move?
Do we want to pull it up? Does it seem like Gatling has spotted or recognized us at all?
He's standing off. He's not right next to his father. He's kind of standing off away. I'll let you have a free notice roll here on that. Okay. He doesn't seem as engaged as you would expect him to be. The other sons and whatnot are definitely alongside there, and there's just kind of like a dead stare in his eyes. Like he's just not really with it.
That blindness must have
Yeah, it must have done something to his brain. Whoops.
the pistol looks probably didn't help either. You know,
So anything like, you know, if you're gonna appease to the crowd and just make some arguments, so persuasion, anything like that, either side, you know,
yeah.
basically de-escalate the situation, or
I'm sorry, I was not expecting that.
Or you can say fuck it and escalate the situation.
The only way out is through, kind of.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Yes.
I will tell you that is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I will kind of to the independent miners, try to be sympathetic. Like, I know he's a bastard, but got a lot of men with guns, and you want to do this, probably best to do it right. Doesn't seem like everyone's prepared.
So give me, you going for persuasion?
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
Kind of a. Ooh.
Oh.
As I was just about to also mention that critical failures will reduce your successes by 1. So. Alright, you good with that?
Let's do a Benny just.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Alright.
Alright. Got 1. Okay. You make an argument to some of the miners, and they're at least listening to you. They're mostly very enraged here and focused, but they're at least listening to what you have to say. John Cooper.
Oh wow, I'm surprised my 4 was second place.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
It's
expecting
hearts over diamonds.
I was expecting to be last. It was like just like, geez, whatever.
4-4-2.
Yeah, I think John sort of taking the lead from Uncle James would just go up to the miners there in the front and just say, Heaston's got you outmanned and outgunned here, and I don't know if dying in the streets is what you want your legacy to be. Which one of you want to lead the charge, be the first to fall? They got enough guns and bullets to take out most of it before we even get there. It's best to think about this and come up with a better plan of action.
All right, going for persuasion.
Begrudgingly so, yes.
Okay.
It's like the thing to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was almost a 6. I saw it.
I'll bin it.
No.
That sucks.
That sucks indeed. Hey, you guys are back to 0. All right. You go up to the front and it seemed that was going to be a very challenging group of individuals because they're up there with Frank, the front line. They're obviously the ones that led the charge, very firm in their stance here, and most of them don't even turn their focus to you as you try to offer your arguments, and it just falls on deaf ears wildly. In fact, you almost wonder if it had the opposite effect, and it riled them up even more. Reverend.
I'm going to appeal directly to Debony himself. He's gonna, like, instead of approaching him from behind, he's gonna go, like, next to him and get his attention and say, "You are going to get these people killed. Every single one of them is gonna die. I know you have ambitions for power. You want to run this town. But if everyone's dead, you don't have a town to run. You need to call this off, come up with a better plan."
Damn. Persuasion as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling with like anything to do besides persuasion.
Yeah, aside from like shooting the snipers or something.
Do
Come
12.
on.
Just
12.
pop everything off.
Come on. Okay, I'm gonna Benny that. Because, oh god, what if it's crit fail? Nope, we're good. Come on. Come on.
Alrighty, that is 3
3.
successes.
Holy cow.
Made up a lot of ground there. Reverend, give me a notice check at -2 as well. And then JT, you will be up. Okay. You pick up on you're trying to make this argument to Devin, and he seems like he's listening to some of the people next to him. That front line, they seem to listen even more intently. But you think you pick up like something, like Devaney's like saying something to himself, maybe, like almost like a whisper or something. It seems like he's muttering something to himself.
I can't hear exactly what it is, can I?
Yeah, you're not even sure if it's audible at all, but he's seems like he's muttering something.
Oh lord.
Maybe, and you catch maybe a hand movement or two as well.
Is it similar to anything that I've seen Uncle James doing?
I will say, yes. There is a moment of familiarity there.
Oh, you dumb bastard.
Mr. Beauregard. End of round 1. You guys are at 3. You're on track.
On track.
So JT marches to the front,
By the way.
darting out into the crowd, past everyone, into the space between, sort of dusting off his hat as he goes. As I sort of survey the front line, are any of these people armed with like actual munitions?
Yes.
Or is this? Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we got some pistols and shotguns and all
Yep.
that sort of jazz. Okay. So JT spins around, eyeballing Debony, and then flicks his eyes over to the Reverend. Now, folks, the Reverend is correct. Many of you going to perish, die, have your skulls split and crushed by the superior firepower of Mr. Heaston's men. That is absolutely going to happen. However, as I look at the peacemakers and Colts and Rugers on the front line, I see not a better opportunity. And I spin around and point right at Jerem Heaston to blow that man's head right off.
Oh, stupid motherfucker.
Now, the way I see it, many of you gonna die. But if 6 or 7 of you shoot at Jerem Heaston, it's gonna be a victory. I guarantee. And so this is more of a performance. I'm trying to like whip them up into action.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And then I kind of lock eyes with Heaston. Are we clear on the stakes here, Mr. Heaston?
You
Okay, I
doing
see.
performance or intimidation?
Performance for the crowd. I'm
Okay.
setting up the intimidation. It's going to come next round.
Okay. Okay.
I see now where you were going with that.
All right. We are ahead going into round 2. Ooh, look at that. And you should get a...
Yeah, Benny's.
You should have gotten one. Did you get one?
The
I'm back at 3.
chat says we did.
Yeah, I'm back at 4.
Did you use one, JT, though?
No, I didn't use anything. I just rolled.
So you should have...
I should have 4. My character
Right.
sheet says 1. What the heck's going on here?
That it's not linked properly.
Down on the bottom left, it says you got 3.
But he should
But
have
no, it
4.
says you have 4.
I
down
just
the bottom.
added it, yeah. So...
Okay, okay.
All right, well, okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so the Coopers make an attempt to try and reason with this. Max has a little bit of luck of getting them to listen. For some reason, John's argument just falls flat and almost has the opposite effect. But Reverend, you step up and you address Debony directly, and some of the miners take note of that. Maybe not Debony himself, but some of the other miners take note of that and seem to recognize your words. And then good old Mr. Beauregard comes in and takes a big old shit on top of all of that. And just fires up these individuals like you would not imagine. All the while, the other side of the conflict here, you can feel and see the tension there. People in the crowd urging for the action, just ready to itchy at the trigger. Heaston puts up an arm to kind of hold back some of those that seem to be wanting to come forward as well. All right, Mr. Beauregard, carry on, round 2.
All right, so JT takes 3 or 4 steps towards Heaston. I mean, obviously, there's still a gulf of space, I'm assuming, between the two groups. I'm talking to you, Jerem, you stupid son bitch. I guarantee. These people will not miss your big, ego-laden skull. In fact, I'm gonna make damn sure that every person with the name Heaston on it goes down. And I kind of turn around. Is that right, boys? We're gonna kill every Heaston here, if nothing else happens. And then spin around and obviously now I'm really leaning into the intimidation, right?
Okay.
We are all going to die.
Keeping it?
Nah,
This is a success.
I'm gonna Benny that.
Okay.
Still a success, but
All right, you're at 5. You are on track. Okay. Uncle James.
Okay.
Yes, 6. Sorry. You're right. So you were 1 up. I don't know my tally marks. Oh, you know what? Uncle James, you have a club, so you are at a -2 for a complication. Now, with that, you can choose to not make a roll. If you feel that that is, really, I mean, the worst thing is, a crit fail here. So,
Right.
but no, there is a thing with the complication. If you fail during a complication, oh yeah, it says that the whole task fails. That's the general,
Okay.
the general concept here. So, that is why you would maybe say, I'm not gonna roll.
Oh,
Okay.
So like if he fails with a complication, we're done.
Right. What you're,
That one's
yeah,
over.
Fuck up so bad.
what
that-
you're going after is done. So,
Yeah.
the sample in the book is you're disarming a bomb, and obviously that goes off. So,
yeah.
Cut the wrong wire. And...
I mean, that's not indifferent from what we're doing here right now.
So, you can choose support in the situation. You do have that -2 on the roll. It would be a total of a -4 on that roll for a support roll. But if you fail that, there's no further consequences. So that's a potential opportunity for you to do. So yeah,
Okay.
either doing nothing, or you could basically support at a -4.
I'll try the support. I might as
Okay.
well.
So let me know, and this can be whatever argument you can make. You got a skill that you want to lean on for that.
So I guess how does support work? Is it just
You
if
make
I
a roll.
succeed, someone else gets a bonus? Is that
Yes, if you
Right,
a
okay.
success is +1, a raise is a +2 to that person's roll.
okay?
So, yep. And you can do really almost anything that kind of makes sense. You could say if you're going to use a power for some reason, or even things like really offering verbal support is allowed to a degree as well. So,
I think I would like to use the confusion or like confusion power. Well, that's not really support, but maybe. Well, I guess
what's your intent
the
there?
effects are kind of like. It seems, JT is trying to influence Heaston. So, I was thinking the confusion may make him more susceptible to what JT's saying. So, like,
Okay.
that is kind of my thought process.
So,
But
The
that
thing
is
here-
a power.
the thing
So I
here
don't-
is not sure what John and Reverend are going to do. So you have to give the support to somebody, and JT has already had his turn, of course.
Oh, okay, in
So,
the round. Current round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So if
I will allow if you want to as part of your thing, you maybe turn to one of your counterparts and give a little bit of a nudge and say, I'm gonna try and throw Heaston off, continue to push him, something like that. So I think that's fair as part of the turn.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll so what do I need to roll for support?
So this will be just what's your spell casting?
It's a D10.
What is it? Spell casting? What's
It's
it called?
spellcasting,
Spell
yeah.
casting. Okay. So yeah, you're just gonna roll that, and if you get a success on that, then at a -4,
Okay.
then whoever is next up to act on Heaston would get a bonus if you.
I could do instead the boost lower trait, which makes more sense in terms of how this is working as a support.
So this is going to be more abstract, where the specifics of
Okay.
the power aren't going to matter. It's
Okay.
more just a flavor. So if you want to flavor that, yeah.
Sure. So,
Oh, your target is Heaston, though, right?
well, that's why I was thinking maybe the boost to just,
Oh, for one of your counterparts?
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I think I'll boost John, since
Okay.
I think we're right together.
All right.
And then trait roll -4.
Ooh.
Yikes.
All right.
Well,
Gonna keep that.
How many you got?
I got 4.
Up to you. I'd say do it. Got a pretty good chance with a D10.
You say that.
Okay, look, it's me saying that. I know, having never rolled above a 5 with a D12.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep it. He's just kind of, we'll say he's just kind of distracted by the kind of sudden turn that JT's taken, but trying to regroup
Okay.
his thoughts.
All right, John, you're up.
Oh.
Still on pace for the round. Tension continues to hold. Just pushing against each other from both groups. Waiting for somebody to strike the match.
Promise everything I'm good at is not useful here.
You don't have intimidation?
Mm-mm.
He's
I
more.
let my gun do the talking. I don't need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say less talky, more shooty.
I can taunt. Is there anything I can taunt about?
You can taunt Jerem.
Yeah, you could support JT in that way, and not like mechanically support him, but like.
Yeah, I think yeah, John with his hand still kind of rested on his Colt revolvers, just walks towards Jerem Heaston and says, "Oh, JT, wasting your time. Jerem ain't got the guts to pull the trigger himself. He's no threat. He's a coward. He ain't gonna do nothing anyway. He's all talk and no show. Ain't that right, Jerem? You wouldn't risk being dead. All your boys in the ground too. Hell, we'll have to go change the sign. We'll have to call it Cooper Hill, I think. That's a nice ring too. What do you think, Uncle James?"
Missed opportunity, Indy.
Oh no, what I missed. I feel like
Headstone Hill.
Oh.
I guess it already says that anyway, but anyway. All right. Give me taunts.
Right.
Come on, dice. Come on!
Don't do any of that.
There we go.
Hey,
There you go.
you're at 9 for the round. One more participant to go. Reverend.
All right, so Reverend is gonna go out there with JT, kind of between the two crowds, with his hands up, like going, either side, like he's Chris Pratt in Jurassic World. He's like, "But the good Lord does not want to call any of you home today. Not Heaston, not Debony, not any one of you. Let's all take a step back, think about what we're doing, maybe sit down and pray, ask for forgiveness for our actions, and not kill each other. Not here, not anytime. There's a way we can all come to a peaceful solution to this." I'm trying to lean into the faith aspect.
Yep. Good.
Please, D12. I'll keep it.
Hey.
I'll keep it. Let's go.
Nice.
Finally.
Okay, you are at 10 out of 12 coming into the last round. You guys are looking good.
You got a chance.
Wouldn't that be 11 because it was a race?
He was at 8. He said 9, but we were really at 8.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
9, 10.
Yep. Again, I don't know my tick marks.
If there's 2 sets of them with the one
Yeah.
across, that's 10.
That's that's what I have
Oh
in
my
front
god,
of me.
I got
There you go.
clubs again.
Ah!
And Reverend, you do as well. So
Scheisse.
okay, so John Cooper, you are up. Final round. What are you doing? You see again, is Reverend out in the middle giving this giving a spiel to just try and further dispel this situation. People haven't left yet, but you do see a few on both sides. There's enough brains on both sides that do start to recognize the gravity of the situation. And you can kind of sense that relaxation in a few, you know, maybe their pitchforks kind of come down, if you will. But they haven't dispersed yet.
John's going to kind of continue to play into the sort of the taunting thing, like you don't have what it takes to get involved in this. He's going to look for kind of the, I don't know, the youngest, kind of most immature sort of person on the Heaston side of things, and kind of just walk right up to him and just look at him right in the eyes and just go, "You ain't never shot anybody before, have you, boy? I can see it in your eyes. You're terrified. You ain't got what it takes to be here. You ain't got the gall. You ain't got the courage for this."
All right, going for taunt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a success.
I'll take it.
Okay. The boy looks at you and your words hit him in his core. Reverend,
I have a clubs, so I'm
do.
going to be supporting whatever JT does.
okay, so
By
that'll be a
just-
I
minus
highly
4.
doubt that.
Well, okay, let me role play it, but like he's just gonna like kind of put his arms down from his speech and just. I hope you've all thought about this, prayed about it. Then he'll just point at JT and say, "But come what may." And then that'll be it. Just leave it hanging for JT to do something fucking stupid.
All right, and what's your role for that?
I mean, it could be faith or persuasion. You know, I don't. I was kind of going back and forth between each one. I'd love it to be faith if you'd be okay with that.
I'll allow that. Minus 4.
Minus 4. Yeah,
You
we
are
got
putting your
this.
faith in JT if that counts.
Oh Lord. Are you fucking joking me?
That was almost a crit.
That was almost bad. Nope. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it
Okay.
because I know I'll roll 2 1s next time. JT, away with ye.
Away with ye.
Mr. Beauregard.
So JT pulls his cane forward and begins to unsnap the technological components of it, and sort of takes a step back, swinging the cane around in front of him as the sparks start to just shimmer across that. Come on, Jerem. You heard the Reverend. We got his blessing. Let's go see the devil. Your move.
Just-
Intimidate, obviously, right?
Holding a cross, just praying it silently. Oh, there it is.
All right.
Needed one.
Should
So-
I Betty that? No.
No! Don't touch that poker chip.
Uncle James, I assume you're doing nothing?
Yep.
Okay, you all have hit your 12 successes. So, as you stand there in the middle, Reverend, you there nearby as well, JT with his cane out, the sides full of tension. A few people, though, recognizing that this is not a good place to be right now, and it does seem that some people have started to kind of leave, step off, maybe recognizing actually that things are about to escalate and actually get real. And in a combination of the arguments that have been made to not do this and the attempts to stir the pot even further, some have, on both sides, decided to draw back. At that, an individual comes out from the crowd, Heaston's side. Gatlin Heaston. Where you going, boy? He just continues to walk across. I said, where are you going, boy? He ignores all pleas to his father. Steps over. One or two people away from Debony. Turns around. And pulls a pistol, firing directly into the chest of Jerem Heaston. And with that, chaos erupts. Gunfire everywhere, pouring down left and right through the streets. Cries everywhere. Screams. Bodies hitting the ground. We now come to our quick encounter. So, with your 12 successes, you have reduced the penalty to 0. So there will be no penalty on this roll. You each will have one roll for this quick encounter. It is a deadly quick encounter. So, we got initiative still up. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll use that. Okay, Mr. Beauregard, what is your move? This is definitely something where you would utilize, you can utilize, combat, something like that, so.
I think JT is going to try to draw as much attention on himself as humanly possible. I mean, he's got, the cane is ready to go. He's got a massive lightning scenario, and I'm just going to whip around, point at the top of that building, and let loose with a burst of lightning and try to draw all the fire from those riflemen down on, well, me and John, theoretically.
I'm there too, thanks.
Yeah, I think John, you did kind of come around to the front. I think Uncle James was a little bit more within the crowd, but either way. So, okay, so go ahead and make your spellcasting roll for that, JT.
He said it's minus nothing.
Nope, it's straight. Yep, straight roll. Very nice.
Ooh, there it is.
Okay. So, raises, yeah. Okay, we'll come to that. Reverend Marcus.
How many snipers are there?
A handful.
Aside from the one that JT just blinded the fuck out of, or shot the fuck out of.
I'll say there's 3 more up and around, yeah.
Okay, my little slip there probably told you what I'm gonna do. Can I multi-action? Or is this just... Is
so
it more
the quick
abstract?
encounter is much more... Yeah, it's much more abstract.
Okay,
It's
then
we're simulating entire combat.
Sure.
Okay? On one roll. So kind of narrate what you want to do, and then it comes down to that. Dice roll.
I want as many of those gunmen as can be blind.
Okay.
With my blind power.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your arcane skill for that.
Okay.
All right, that is a success. Okay. Uncle James.
he would like to deal with the devil to cast the, like, do a barrier between the two groups, kind of
Okay.
catch as much of the gunfire going between them as possible.
Okay. So go ahead and give me your.
Should I spend a Benny just because I'm dealing with the devil to, like, do what
So,
I'm...
and when you do deal with the devil, because there's not a raise element here, but a raise is good to have. Let's do what level is the power that you're going after?
It is seasoned.
Sorry, how many power points do you need?
Oh, 4.
4. Okay.
Add the modifiers I was gonna add to it.
Okay, so jacks are better. Okay, yeah, so this will be a little bit more of a traditional roll on your end because of the dealing with the devil aspect. So, just because there's a benefit to you if you get a raise in this quick encounter. So I want to make sure that there's an opportunity for that. So, yeah, go ahead and deal with the devil as normal.
Okay.
Actually, that could have been what we do there with that. Because you do the gambling roll first to get your cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like you got pretty good cards there. You got jacks or better?
Yeah, I got ace, a king, and a queen.
No, you gotta have pair of jacks or better. Do you have a pair?
Okay. I only got 3 power points.
You just got high card, huh? Okay.
I have a pair of 6s, but that's it.
Okay. So let's see.
That'd be a -1 on the spellcasting roll.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll keep going forward with that. I was gonna use the gambling roll, but I think we'll go one step further to that. So do the spellcasting roll. Nice. Okay. So, JT and Uncle James with the raises, Reverend with the success, come to our final individual here in John. What are you doing for the encounter?
I think John could do what John knows
There
what
it is.
to do best. He's going to draw both his Colt 6-shooters and not even necessarily aiming to hit anybody, but just laying down like fire towards the people to get them to kind of like scatter. And maybe it's like, oh yeah, let's get out of here. There's tons and tons of bullets just flying at me.
Okay, so make a shooting roll. That'll do. The chaos is horrific. You do what you can to deal with the situation and mitigate what you can, trying to take out the snipers up top, trying to create a barrier between the two groups, drawing attention away from here, just throwing down the suppressive fire and trying to scare people off. Bodies still fall around you. There's many close calls for yourselves. And eventually it gets to a point where you all realize you need to kind of seek cover yourselves, get out of there. Things are starting to dwindle down anyway, as this really situation is a lost cause. And you do come out of it, whether you take cover or whatnot, and as the smoke clears, it's just, you just hear individuals in pain, crying in pain, individuals crying as they see the destruction, the fallen individuals of the town across, already picking through the bodies to see who's there and whatnot. You all, except Reverend, escape completely unscathed. Reverend, you have bumps and bruises, which gives you 1 level of fatigue.
Okay.
And it's a little bit different of a fatigue. It's lasts.
We dealt with this in the play-by-post.
Yeah. So it lasts, I think, like, it's 24 hours for this fatigue. I think other fatigue is an hour normally. So
Wondering if I have something that.
yeah, check your
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
background. Fatigue. Yeah, it's normally 1 hour per hour, but you would have it 1 for 24 hours.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to find the Harrowed thing. See if I.
what are you doing at this point? Probably you're still, somewhere nearby as things come to somewhat of a settling.
Did
What's
I
that?
see what happened to Debony?
Okay. JT, do you say something else?
Yep, I'm looking for Gatlin. I want to find Gatlin Heaston.
Okay. Give me... JT and Reverend, give me notice checks at... Reverend at -4, JT at -2.
Oh, not both. Just one.
Given your successes in the encounter.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna Benny that.
Okay.
Wait, it says free reroll, but that's weird.
Are you out of bennies?
No, I have 4.
On your sheet you don't, that's why.
Ah,
The sheet's not linked up properly. We got to fix that. So, have you used any at all? Didn't you use one
I
recently?
used one.
You
so I
should be at
have
3, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, boss.
All good. Go ahead and hit free reroll and then manually take off a Benny.
Oh. Yikes.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was close.
All right. People started running. The crowd kind of, there's groups of people that just took off. You don't see them immediately, at least anywhere. But you do, you can only assume that they're not here. They're not among the fallen. Must have taken off. One more. I gotta check a note here.
Another question. This would have happened before the chaos broke out. Did Debony ever stop chanting? He ever stop
Yes.
doing
It was
his-
just a little bit of a mutter here and there, a few
Okay.
words. Yeah, it wasn't a constant thing like that. Yeah. Give me... Yeah, everyone give me notice checks again. -2. So what did you have,
minus
Reverend?
4.
Yep, okay. So -2 for the 3 of you, 4 again for Reverend.
Yeah, same thing. At least I'm consistent. Damn.
Do we have any successes? JT?
James.
And Uncle James, okay.
Yeah.
As you're during that encounter, a few people on the miner side, something strange seemed to happen to a few individuals. And something triggers in your mind a memory of a conversation you had with somebody a while ago, Mr. Bud Ballack. and his encounters with Buckles. Last time Buckles was out with the Ghost Steel gang, he had mentioned that they were up fighting Marshal Wister's men up on the the bench, and they were hiding out from them, and then came across Buckles, who was fighting some of the miners up there who were acting weird. They fought him off, and they put him down because they were acting really weird. But when they shot him dead, they dissolved. And that's what you kind of noticed here amongst this fight, amongst a couple individuals.
They dissolve.
Was that, I know I didn't see, but was that on the miner side?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, so do we want to have a conversation about this, or do we want to sort of keep that observation for later?
Where are we right now? Just in an alley somewhere?
Probably still there, just amongst the chaos. It's definitely the aftermath. Women have probably come out to kind of, and other townsfolk that weren't involved to kind of start dealing with things.
No more gunfire?
Nope, it's settled.
Okay. I'm gonna hold the conversation. If there's anyone that's not quite dead, I'm gonna go see if I can help them.
Okay.
Because I can heal people.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a healing roll.
I was hoping to use magic.
That's fine. Yeah. What?
It'd just be faith.
Okay.
For the power.
Yeah.
Uncanny.
What I've learned on this campaign is do not get a D12 in anything.
Yeah, like it's useless. No reason to go that high.
So you are able to help out, and with a few individuals help out. And
how many power points do I use? Healing is 3 for one
3?
cast. Yeah.
How does it? How many individuals can it help? Is there like a blast template or
1? No.
It's one person.
One person.
Okay. 3 individuals, I'd say.
Okay, so I'm down to 11. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay.
Should I have had a minus that roll for fatigue?
You did. That's why the.
Oh, yep. I can
Yep.
do math. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I double checked it because why is that? Why did you have a 3 on the D12?
Yeah. It's funny that fatigue will get a harrow, but a wound will not.
Just the first wound, right?
Just the first wound. Yeah.
I think so. I'm sort of gonna make my way over to Uncle James, and because he seemed to be more observant during the encounter than anybody else. Uncle James, did you notice that the bodies don't quite match the defeated on the side of the miners?
Saw some few seem to just disappear. Sounds
think-
a bit familiar.
I think our friend Mr. Devaney brought a few less souls to this encounter than Heaston assumed. I don't know anything about fabricated entities that aren't made out of metal, but it does seem that somebody was helping Mr. Devaney out. Was it you?
That it was not. I can't say I know anything about that either. But hell, if it's Same kind of thing that our friend encountered before. Find out where they came from is probably maybe give us a good lead to find out what happened to him.
I agree. Now, Debonair's not around, right? He is.
You don't see him, nope.
Yeah, he's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think with that, JT's going to sit himself on a stoop somewhere, pull out a bottle of moonshine, offer it to whoever wants it, and start drinking.
There is as you do that, you head wherever, on a stoop, on a boardwalk. You sit down, and immediately you notice a loud hum that seems to grow and grow. And
From the west?
from the west, you do pick up on that power station. It seems so much louder now, and more horrific, more terrifying. You sit down, JT, screw off the lid of your, pop the cork, whatever, of your bottle, and the sound of the pop sounds like a cry, a scream of a demon. And voices just seem to fill your heads, all of you. Just evil darkness from your past, nightmares. You look in the windows and you see reflections of individuals you've lost, and they just seem so real but horrific at the same time. Something has definitely intensified in this town in a bad way. Fear level number 5.
Gentlemen, I've heard tell in the annals of our esteemed Explorer Society of all kinds of terrible occurrences where a man sees his own shades, his nightmares, his horrors, his memories. I think the Headstone and Headstone Hill might, no, Boot Hill. I think the terror of Boot Hill and that damnable power station are places we need to visit right quick.
I tend to agree with you. Do you think... What if... Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
After I finish telling you what I'm about to say.
You're also dead.
Yeah.
But by the grace of God, you may continue.
Well, I think...
In your case, fairly literally.
Mm-hmm. Grace of something, for sure. This all started to get a little more intense after all this blood watered the soil. I think something, maybe not Heaston, maybe not Debony, but something else, wants violence in this town. And I think it just got a little bit of what it wanted. And I think it would have been a whole lot worse if we weren't here.
Now, isn't that the entire point of John Milton's entire treatise, Paradise Lost, is that something fell from the heavens and turned into the devil, and now all the dreams of the Lord are lost?
I'm not
quite
sure.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't.
But
Paradise Lost? You never read Paradise Lost?
There's one book that I've spent a good deal of time reading, and that's pretty much it.
You know what they say about the man who eats the same dinner every night, right?
He is satisfied and never goes hungry.
You never want him to cook for you.
Well, that, truth be told, is not one of my strengths.
I was gonna ask too, just to clarify, is Jerem Heaston just laying dead in the street then? Still?
Yes.
But nothing happened to him. He's just still laying there.
He didn't dissolve.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
it's a simulacrum.
Nah. He's got Horcruxes.
Oh boy.
Debony was chanting something.
They're just his sons. He just possesses them afterwards.
Oh, God.
Oh, that'd be horrifying.
Debony was chanting something as we were walking up when I was trying to talk to him. He was making some gestures, speaking under his breath. Similar to things that I've seen you do, Uncle James. Seemed like maybe he was casting a spell.
Well,
Dealing with the devil.
if he didn't have cards, it wouldn't be exactly like what I did, but I mean,
He didn't
I
have
did
a
see
cross.
Gatlin have a dead stare in his eye before he turned and shot his father. I wonder if
Did they
those
do
two are
something?
related.
Did they do something to him to make him compliant, at least? Is that
Possibly.
possible?
Seemed pretty
Is it possible?
oblivious to the world while he was walking over.
Waiting for it.
I mean, the store is attached to all the machinations coming out of Roswell. Make that look
Oh.
like nothing.
Oh my goodness.
For all of our sakes, I think we could
I
maybe
think
put
it
a.
might not be aliens, JT. I think it might be some voodoo though.
Shapeshifters. The Gray Man turned into Gatlin Heaston, performing an assassination for the great lords from Mars.
For what reason?
Who knows what a Martian mind might.
They've got a whole damn planet to themselves if they exist. Why would they come over here and meddle with our stuff?
Whiskey.
I'm sure. Why would you get involved with human beings for whiskey?
They don't know how to make it.
But they can build spaceships?
A good whiskey recipe is very complicated.
So is a spaceship, I imagine.
Are you
I'm
making
not sure
a-
spaceship would be
Yeah,
Making some
vocabulary.
I
assumptions.
don't think so.
You're making some assumptions, Reverend, that they're taking some carriage ride down here. That they're not just walking through a portal or teleporting like Uncle James.
I've read Jules Verne. You liar, Emmett.
Is in Latin,
Martians
is this
come to our planet and interfere with our lives for whiskey was not the take I was expecting.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's wild.
Is that why you're a moonshiner?
Well, of course, moonshine kills Martians.
But
So
whiskey
we-
doesn't?
We're not quite sure what they do with the whiskey.
When they say take me to your leader, they meant Liter. Liquid measurement.
Oh my god.
Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Is that Reverend or Zach?
If it's Zach, that's going to be the first time that's been said out loud for a long time.
Todd is never going to let me play another delusional character as long as we know each other. He's
Wait,
never
Jake-
going to let it happen.
JT's delusional. Since
Oh,
when?
I mean, this is episode 23. You haven't figured it out yet?
Oh, I thought he was the smartest one of us all.
You're telling me the aliens aren't real?
Well, this conversation has truly been enlightening. But has anybody seen Debney? Know where he got off to?
I ain't seen that hide nor hail of him, nor
I kind of he pulls off his hat and pokes a finger through a bullet hole. It's like I kind of lost track of him after the bullets started flying.
An individual, as you're amongst yourselves in this conversation, you kind of notice that someone is coming over towards you, and you look up and you see Dr. Kirk, who's got an apron on, covered in blood, his hands, covered up. I don't know if they had gloves back then, but
They just poured whiskey on their hands.
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Not like
so,
medical
but he
ones,
rushes
probably,
over, and you can see. I mean, he's obviously full of stress as he's dealing with the situation. He says, "Oh, yes. I've only got a minute. It's good to find you, but this I have never seen anything like this in all my time. I've just had my hands so full, but something's going on. I think you all probably understand that as well." And he kind of gives a nod. He says, Millie stopped by. She brought some food over, and for some of the minorly injured that came in that I was gonna help with, and she said she saw Debney heading out of town. He was supposed to be bringing a wagon of injured over my way, and never did. Seems he just skipped out. I don't like it one bit, and well, I hope it's not too forward, but I feel like you all can understand why I would ask if you can look into it. I'd imagine you can catch up and see what he's doing with the rest of the miners he's got.
Which way did he go?
He's heading south of town.
The
Well,
bench.
I think we got some
The
questions to
bench.
ask him ourselves, so
Yeah.
not imposing at all.
You got a lid on this, Doc?
What's that? Sorry.
It just asked, basically, are you doing okay? Do you got a
Oh,
lid
yeah.
on this?
Do what I can, but yeah, he's heading out. I think she said towards Poverty Flats.
That is not a name that I remember. Probably in the maps. Maybe not. I don't see that on any of our maps.
It's by South Creek.
On the
in
environs.
Yeah, in the environs.
Environs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
We've
Yeah,
been
I just-
pronouncing it Poverty Flats the whole time, but apparently it's Poverty
I
Flats.
thought it was Flates. Anyway. Yeah, well, let's head that way. We'll go after him, Doc.
All right. Clean up as you need to do. And begin a trek out of town to hopefully chase down Debney and see what the hell he's up to and how he's involved in all this madness. The rest of the town, the miners may have defended their claims on the bench, but Heaston's grip may be broken forever. But there's no way that any tale teller will frame this victory in a positive light. It's just afternoon, but things feel dark through town, and as you leave it, heading towards wherever this destination is, hoping to seek out Debney. And with that, we'll wrap up this evening.
Boy,
All hell broke loose, certainly.
no kidding.
Wow.
and see if you can catch up to Debony and whatever the heck is going on there. So good stuff, everybody. Well, hopefully I'll be back here in a couple weeks, most of us at least. So yeah, a couple weeks, and we'll keep at it. We have hit Act 3, and I think everyone does deserve a advance as well. Where are we at right now?
That would be our 8th, I believe.
8? Does that push you up to
Veteran?
Veteran?
I think that might be it. I think
Okay. So yeah, we would advance up to Veteran. So take care of that before next time, and
I don't remember if I spent the last one.
see what happens. So
Couple
all
bosses,
right.
you gotta do some updating.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.